Welcome to the 30th Jinki contemplation, the celestial fire. And I feel, it's very synchronized with today with this fire energy, and today is a solar eclipse, and today we're entering the fire horse year. So it's all in one. And today we're going to dive in the 30 Jinkis, the shadow of desire, the gift of lightness, and the Siddhi of Rapture. One of the very important key for collective, because it's a Codon Ring of Purification. 30 and 13. Jinkies, they are in a Codon Ring of Purification. And the 30 Jinki particularly, it's in our solar plexus, so it's responsible for the way how we process emotions and our desires. And this one is really, I would say, fire energy. And this is all about how we deal with this fire, and either we suppress it, or we run towards all our desires, or we learn to transmute them. That's basically how we activate lightness and then rapture on the Siddhi level. So yeah, let's start with this white tea. Nice. To soften us, calm us, and be down.
Forget that.
A nougating. The name of it is called nougating. Not yet a coconut. The village of
It really cools us down quick though, because it's bitter, and the bitter is very immediately just
It's the one we have in the ceremonies.
Yeah,
maybe India is more.
Yeah. So desire, fire of desire.
Is that the shadow?
It's a shadow, yeah. The program partner is 29 Jinki, and it's a key of devotion. The shadow is half-heartedness. The gift is this name. Bezahlt's
29.
Yes. Bezahlt's
29 Jinki.
The program partner, yes. Okay, in case commitment, the gift of commitment, the Siddhi of devotion. So these two keys are showing us also how the energy works between them, because when there is desire, there is half-heartedness. When there is commitment, then there is lightness, and when there is devotion, then there is rapture. So what does it mean? Let's start with desires. And let's learn about our own desires. And if we will look into the core of this desire and into all the desires, basically we will find there the desire to be free from suffering, desire for enlightenment or for being out of nature. But when desire stays in lower chakras, then it manifests through desires to pleasure, desire to food, desire to sex, desire to any stimulation that will give us something, make us feel something, because it's an emotional center in human design. So it's also connected with solar plexus. It's amino acid glutamine that is responsible for how we eliminate waste in our body and how we process things. And this key has a really particular role in this collective awakening. And the shadow here is the desire. It makes us run for our desires, and that we need to understand what is the desire itself. That desire is not a problem, because it's a fire, basically. It's a drive for evolution. But the problem is how we deal with this desire. The problem is that we try to put it outside and to fulfill something outside of ourselves, when desire itself is a longing. And we can ask ourselves what we are longing for. Maybe we're longing for peace, maybe we're longing for fulfillment, maybe we're longing for love, maybe we're longing for feeling of home or oneness, but in the core itself, it's a longing, and it teaches us just to also stay with it without need to do something about it. This is the hard job here, because we normally either suppress the desire and we go into seriousness mode when we're afraid of our desires, because we're afraid that if we go there, then we can't control ourselves, and then life will just become chaos. So we either suppress them, or we became just kind of vigilant. We go to all desires, and then we lost ourselves in them, and then we don't have any feeling of peace, because we're just constantly in this like ocean of trying to fulfill the desires, and then either we feel disappointment, or even if we fulfill something, then the next desire is coming. So it's never, we never kind of here can be really full, because in one desire comes after another, and we're always in this cycle. And if we would look in a collective way, that desire is not even so much an individual process, because it's in a collective group of energies. And this desire itself created for us to evolve as a collective, as a humanity itself, to have different experiences. So when we have any desire, it's also like just how nature experiencing itself, and we are how was we call this word when we're laughing today? That the human are
Significant.
Yeah, but this particular word we were laughing.
Oh, expendable.
Expendable, yeah. It's like it was in this transmission today that kind of we as a human are expendable, but humanity is not. And the desire is in us to drive for evolution. Now it doesn't help us to survive. In fact, desire rather can help us to kill, because when we just run to all desires, we run to different experiences, and not all of them are, let's say, good or bring something good out of it. But the point of experiences is that it's not about how good or bad it is. It's about that it's just like creating a network, or creating a library of different experiences and different feelings. Like we all, through different experiences and also mistakes and different things that we're going through, we are just experiencing different ways of how nature evolving. So it's not just even personal, but it's also collective way of having different experiences, making mistakes, and try out different pathways for evolution. And so then the question is how we learn to be with desires. Are we run for them? I will try to catch all the desires. I will try to fulfill all the desires. Or we suppress them, or we can stay with them. And I love the approach that Richard Blatt is giving here, that invite the desires, like see them like the guest that's coming for a cup of tea. And and some of them will stay, some of them will go. You just be with it. You just bring lightness into this, because if you are just try to control them or push them away, or think that all like desire is bad and it's just like driving you crazy, then you're also fighting with it. But you're fighting with some strong evolutional force. But what you have to do is you just have to sit with them, like drink a cup of tea and see which one will stay longer. But also to be aware that just made a funny face, but also to be aware that no one of the desire will give you real satisfaction. That desires, even if they gave, even if they fulfilled, and we feel a moment of like, okay, fulfillment and satisfaction, then it comes, then it goes, and the new desire comes. And again, we feel like empty, or that we need something. And whatever we need is like, we always need outside of ourselves, basically. That's what is a desire. It's always try to look for something outside of ourselves. And we will see here on a Siddhi level how this need to find something outside of ourselves will be reversed inward, and we will realize that we don't need anything outside of ourselves, that all we need is already within, and that's what will create rapture in Siddhi state.
Rapture.
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 Yes.
Yeah.
That's the secrets. YouTube.
Rapture.
And with desires, it's we need a lot of stillness, like with the fire, because we have fire, but it doesn't have stillness. We can easily burn out, and we basically burn our solar plexus, we burn our system, because we don't have a stillness to witness it, to be with it, and then it can easily overwhelm us. And or, as I said, we try to over suppress it, and then the person who lives in a suppressive nature of the shadow will be somebody who is very serious, looks like this person has everything, controls everything, but then it's always creates so much tension within, because like if you want to control all this energy, you're kind of always creating a lot of pressure, and then at some point it will be erupted as anger, or like something triggers, and then this all coming out as anger, frustration, and like aggressive energy, because it's a fire. In case it will find a way to express itself. That's why this key is like, it's interesting, it can be dangerous. That's why it's called celestial fire. So there is a 41st gene key, that is a channel 4130 in design.
Say the numbers again.
4130. It's a channel of experience. It's a channel of like what I can experience as a human being to satisfy myself, and also to bring kind of that experience into collective. And so we have a fantasy of 41st gene key. That's like a sparkle. And then the 30s in the solar plexus takes a sparkle with this fire, and it's like kind of blow it, and it's activated, expanded. And then this sparkle became the whole desire, when it makes you like, I want this right now, straight away. Oh, I'm gonna die if I don't have it. And I remember my teenager times when I was, because I have this gene key in my child, and I remember my teenager times, and when I wanted something, and it was like now or die. It was like kind of an energy that I was like, I could almost shake if I needed something. Of course, most of them were some materials, some bag or some clothes. But there was like this energy. I'm like, I need it right now. And in fact, my mom was even saying, when I was even small, if I wanted something, it's like some doll or something. It was almost not possible not to buy. I know that I was doing some like hysterical, like the kids. I was staying, for example, and looking at the doll in the shop like this, and not moving until my parents would just have to buy it, because I was just like staring at it all the time. I don't remember, this was my mom was telling me the story.
What's that?
And I remember in teenager, when I was if I wanted something, it didn't happen so often, but if it happened and I wanted something, it was like this energy kind of that's almost shaking me. That's kind of this fire comes, and it completely creates like obsession in the mind. This energy in a way, it's obsession. But obsession on the shadow level creates these desires and this expectation, and then disappointments. Obsession on the Siddhi level creates obsession with divine, and that what brings us to Siddhi states, to high states of our awareness. So it's also about how we use this obsession, what we do with this energy. It's not about I'll try to avoid it, because we can't avoid it. If I avoid it, then we just suppress all this fire within, and it stays kind of in us, and we said it's boiling, and then at some point it just expresses itself through anger, through aggression, through reactivity, all these things.
Do you think this transmission contemplation comes through even better because it's in your chart? It's so close to you.
It's like a part of you, basically.
No, sometimes it can be more trickier when I feel it's more depends on the deepening with this key, because sometimes when you have some key in your chart, it can be harder to understand because it's like you have to look within. But with this key, it's like I feel it, and it's really like a fire here that we have to bring up and transmute. Otherwise, it can make us mad. It can make us like lost ourselves. But at the same time, we can't avoid this fire, because this fire is essential process for human evolution. Because eventually, it creates mutation in our solar plexus. It creates mutation in endocrine system that activates spinal gland, that activates the hormones, that activates higher like consciousness in us. So this key is particularly important for this awakening, because it what will create this mutation, and the next key after 30 is 55. The next key, I mean, in the circle.
Not next week. It's this week. It's from tomorrow.
Oh, but if we did it here, it would be.
No, it's going to be next Monday. Yeah. I mean, it's in this circle of Jinkies and human design. It's the 55 comes after the 30. So the victim and freedom of 55 Jinki comes after desire and rapture. So
that's me.
If we stuck in the desires, and if a desire is a core state for all victim states, because it's all rooted in desires, I would say.
You have 55 in your chart?
Desire
Maybe 3 of them. Desire
to feel something, desire to experience something, or desire to not feel something. It's all kind of mixed up. It's all like desires, they are created in victim states, but when we transmuted them, they would give us a real freedom. Because in a way, as the 30 key is responsible for human awakening by the mutation of the solar plexus, and that's eventually the nature will have to create this mutation, because as we exist right now as human beings, we can't go far away like this, because we are too obsessed with our emotions. We give them a lot of necessary, and we believe that all our emotions are belong to us, and we gave too much stories and ideas to that. So that's why the nature, the evolution will just kind of stop this process, will create that mutation in solar plexus that will create for us the ability to communicate just through frequency, and that emotional. You okay?
Yes, I'm good. It's very wet, everything. It's slippery. Gotta be extra mindful this year.
That this emotional process will be purified. That's why it's called the Ring of Purification. So, and one of the nice things I like what Teacher God said, that purification is also about accepting that you are always pure, and invite forgiveness, self-forgiveness, and just see your true pure nature. And at the same time, it's also the process of how we refine the body, we open our energy system, we open our nadi, so we can receive the energy and we can stay in it without need to like kind of push it away. And how we can conduct this divine energy in our body, how we can bring it, how we can hold it, how we can conduct it through us. And that we need to, in a way, to look into all our desires. We need to kind of learn to play with them. And we need to see what lies in the root of all these desires. And that there are differences between the needs and the desires, because need is something that like essentially needed for our like survival, let's say. Something that is important for the body. But desires, is it empty?
Yeah.
It's in the tea, so. But desire is something that is not essential and not necessary. This is something that we just draw in more on emotional level. Because desire is more about emotional satisfaction. You said it's experience, is how we create experience through also trials and mistakes. So desire and experience on a collective level, it's not about good, it's not about me benefiting as an individual. It's in fact about creating different pathways through different experiences, like creating a certain awareness of bigger being that is experienced itself through different ways and different pathways and different feelings of what is always that is all that is possible, all varieties of what is possible. Yeah, that's
The name of the tea.
This is oolong, ginseng oolong. Sweet, flavorsome, wholesome oolong, full of passion and desire. I find it very full of desire because ginseng is an aphrodisiac, so it activates sexuality. Cool.
It's an oolong with ginseng or
It's an oolong
always-
with not always. It's a ginseng. It's an oolong with ginseng.
Oh.
I think sometimes they even put a bit of like watermelon or something in there flavoring. That's what I heard, but it's probably has because it's a high quality ginseng oolong. Yeah, it's an adaptive ginseng that works on the brain, makes you more focused, more sharp, more on fire of your mind.
Yes, so the two ways of shedding the seriousness, there's a restriction of desire, trying to control it all, because sometimes, for example, I had once experience where I went in a desire and something happened and then I said, oh no, can't trust my feelings. I just need to be rational, follow my feelings, desires are always bad. And then it's all just suppressed. Another way is that I'll try to feel all my desires, to fulfill all my desires until they finish. But unfortunately, it can never happen because they're never going to finish. They will finish only when their mutation on a collective level will happen in the solar plexus of this human beings itself. So it will change the process of how we deal with our emotions and things. And honestly, I felt today when I woke up, and of course it was a lot of processes with Rapture and everything that's happened and we did. But I felt today when I woke up and during the day, I felt this frequency of deep calmness. Like I feel the fire, but I also feel very still. And I feel that it's changed the way how I perceive things. And when, for example, something that can potentially trigger me, for example, something like, something that can trigger in relationships, something that might trigger before, this time I could see how this fire is like the fire is a solar plexus, the energy is kind of happening, but then instead of, because what we normally do with this fire is happening, is activating the emotions, and then we kind of click with it, we like connect with, oh, this is me, this is what I feel, and then there is some story on it, and then we kind of going into that stories projection, and we losing ourselves into these fields, when we can also just observe that, okay, this is this fire, and then the energy it moves up, something like this. It's not spiraling. Instead of spiraling and kind of more and more creating like bigger emotional vortex here, it's more transmuting and going up. In fact, I remember you when we discussed recently, you were saying about the Manipura chakra in this process. Can you remind, please? Can you repeat?
Yeah, you described it in a way. It's the chakra is moving a lot. Manipura is always rotating, either clockwise or anti-clockwise, depends on which nadi is open, like left or right. But once we process that enough, we process the Manipura, that energy through some intense purifications, like fire through the fire, essentially, because fire is the energy which purifies. Let's say it is purification itself. Then the energy naturally moves, it sublimates, it becomes light, becomes lighter at least, and can move up into
Gift of lightness.
move energetically speaking to your heart center, heart chakra.
Yes.
So
And
it's very similar. That's why the heart and the Manipur, they're very familiar to one another, because they're like siblings. One needs the other. One is like kind of bringing like allowing prana to exist. This is the heart chakra. The Manipur is kind of allowing us to work with the prana. So without it, nothing won't happen.
And so basically we can have a lot of desires in our life, and it's even like desire to recur, desire to be accepted, desire to feel something, desire to feel love, desire to be loved, desire, even desire for freedom is still a desire. And it's still the root. There was one sentence today, what Gordon said, that the desire for be one with God and desire to kill somebody is the same desire. And until we'll kind of, as humans, we will learn. And when we go into this field of desires, if you go into the fire, you can't escape it. But you also understand that you can't react to this all the time. But in a way, you have to burn in this. But how this will describe into the Siddhi. So we'll first go to gift, into the lightness. But something else I want to share about this, that's in a way we're learning not to be attached to this emotional process and to see this all as a just how the kind of fire moves through us, and then I don't need to associate myself with this. I can see it. And in fact, that's the practice that's needed here, is a witnessing of desires, witnessing of it's like frequency that's fire, this passion is creating, and that's how it moves us in a way out of our center in order to fulfill something outside. Or it can create reactions and anger if our desires is not fulfilled, because with desires always comes expectation how things need to be. Because if I desire something in my mind, there is a plan, there is an idea how it's supposed to happen, and if it's not happening in this exact frame, then it comes to dissatisfaction, frustration, and then either it depends on how a person experiences. Either it goes into depression or it goes into this like kind of anger and fight and like try to destroy everything because my desire is not fulfilled the exact way that I created it. But the question is how we can just stay with it, how we can learn from desires by learning to stay grounded in desire. So I will maybe just start with the process of sharings before we go into the gift. I will pause for a sec. I was not recording all this time, seriously. I know I was recording.
Sure.
So lightness, the gift of this key. Like after this passion and desire, the lightness feels just like this wind. This is coming and happiness to smooth, to relax, in fact. And one of the things about the lightness, as I said, is that it allows us just to be with our desires and invite them as the guests for a cup of tea, be with them, stay with them, contemplate with them, and see which desires will stay that they needed to be fulfilled, and which desires they just here to come and go, and we don't need to run for them or to run towards them. That's not all of the desires are here to be fulfilled, but we can just feel them and feel the energy without needing of having the experience. That the desire becomes a problem when we need to have experience. And we think that every desire I need to experience, every desire I need to fulfill, every desire is need to be manifested and externalized, and that I have to make it happen in this way. But if we, as I said, invite them as a guest for a cup of tea and we sit with them, we witness them. But we bring lightness, we bring this joy, we bring this playfulness. Then desires, they stop in a way driving us crazy. They stop taking our energy away, or like we stop projecting them always outside. You know, we can just enjoy this new too.
We're riding the horse. You see how smooth the transitions have been? It's there's what I've noticed with the process already is with fire, you don't need to ask any questions. It's already done it. I've noticed the tea is just moving like that as well. It's just going together.
I know you finished. Let's just have a moment of silence. Was this new tea? So far, new tea.
Very different.
Now we're into lightness.
And I must remember that horses do graze a lot. Right? You know, it's not just about fire. They go like this a lot.
Yeah.
75% of their day. Horses are grazing.
Grazing.
You know, they're not really moving. They're not like some of us think it's going to be like, you know, there'll be a lot of silent steel time too. Also.
And the lightness helps us in a way, to bring this water inside to find the stillness in the storm of desires, and to be in ease with them. Because if we run for desires, we can easily overload or overwhelm our system and burn. If we avoid them, then we can also create diseases, because if we always try to suppress the fire and kind of control it, we can create diseases in ourselves. That's what creates some destruction, because we always try to press this fire down and control it, and then it creates for us again the overexplosiveness and reactivity and emotional level. But at the same time, when we just friends with desires, and it's also very tantric basically, where we have to find a way to respect and love the desires, but not become a victim of desires. And as somebody who has a lot of tantric energy and was in, let's say, on a tantric class before, I can say that it took me a huge inner alchemy and leap to transform it, I would say, because I came through from a first suppression of energy and desire, the suppression of sexual energy, to then allowing it to be, to see, okay, what is it, how it was to experience itself, to kind of liberating the energy. But that was creating a lot of this, kind of attachment to desire that's been manifesting through different relationships. That's like, whenever when you feel connect, you just go to explore this. And then to find, in fact, to bring this Shiva inside, to find the impurity where I don't need to go with every desire or with every connection. I can just feel it within, and I can see, does it serve my higher purpose or not? Does it serve my higher self or not? Does this desire just serve my lower centers? Does this desire just serve like a sexual desire or something? Or this desire, this energy, it serves some higher purpose, or serves my higher self? And that's what, I would say, created a revolution in my system.
Revolution. Is it?
Looks like this.
It's
I thought it was ruby at first.
It's a ground.
I know I wanted to smell it. Energetic.
It's brown. The brown. You can call it community ground.
It's very fiery, masculine.
Yeah, it's nice to just
like
look
love.
at the desires. You know, like, oh, I love those mutilated quartzes and those. Oh, I love them. But I don't need to take them home.
Yes.
Just like, wow, that new leaf. I really need that plant in my house. No, I have it in this. Oh, it's okay. But wow, I have such a strong connection to that color green or that texture.
Yes.
There's so many things. We're growing up,
And we can't just take all with us. And that's evolution, because we have this revolution. In fact, revolution was the beginning of previous 249. So in fact, we need to create this revolution because, for example, in a tantric approach, there is like, let's say, the monk approach, meditation, where you just observe everything, but you just stay with everything. When you don't go for any of the external fulfillment, you just fully go inwards. There's a tantric path where you go to all the desires, because that's your thing. Like, eventually they will finish itself. So I allow to experience everything. I allow to feel everything. I allow to go to every experience, because that's what will liberate me. And then there is a middle path, let's say, where I see the desires. I play with this energy, but I also have the mindfulness here and contemplation. And then I see, basically, that's the key question. Where does this desire serve, or what this desire serve? It serves my astral body. It serves my kind of lower emotional center and just the satisfaction, or it serves some higher purpose. So then, when I can distinguish what serves my higher self and what serves just my emotional body or astral body or lower center, then I can know which experience I really need to take, where I need to go, or which experience it's just that kind of external fulfillment, trying to satisfy something that never will be satisfied. Because the desire can never ever be fully satisfied. It's not created to be satisfied. It's created to always burn. It's created to always desire more. It's a fire that can never be stopped until it's become a rupture in the Siddhi level, until we burn fully with this one desire to merge with God, to be one with God. But at the same time, even this desire becomes for us an obstacle, because we can desire to be free, we can desire to be free of suffering, we can desire to be one with God. But the funny thing that the desire itself will also become an obstacle, because it's like, until we desire something, we believe that we are separated from it. We believe that we don't have it. We believe that it's something outside of myself. And in a way, here is where the tricky part is coming, because we have to allow these desires to be. In a way, this is more when we go on from gift to the Siddhi. We realize that in fact all my desires, they just go to one desire to merge with love, with God. We can say God, love, whatever way we want to say it, to feel the unity, the oneness. And then what we do is that we go with it. First, we go to this desire. We kind of have to fully surrender to it. But it will be a point when we will discover it in the Siddhi where we'll have to let it go as well. This is the last desire we will go. But first, we will have to become fully devotional to this. And in a way, the people who express the rapture more is the Sufi tradition. These are people who are representation, I would say, this Sufi. Representation represents
Rapture.
Yes. And because they're like devotion to God, it's like ready to fully burn with God. Like they come from deserts, they come from the fire itself. So they have to kind of become the fire. And so first we go into lightness, where we release the attachment to desires, where we lose, we soften, we learn to distinguish which desires need to be fulfilled and which desires I just need to feel it as energy, yes, okay, this emotion, and let go. So, and then it's creating such a big lightness. It's like, it's just like you had so much weight on you, and then you're like, oh, let it go. And you, in a way, when you're in a gift, you're already in a space where kind of not attached. You not avoid the life, you not avoid life, but you at the same time, you not run for every experience. You're free. You're free to really choose, not from just, oh, I have energy, oh, I need this, oh, I need this. No, you're free to see, do I really need? Where the desire leads me. Does it lead me just to more satisfaction, or more, again, this emotional kind of gain, or it leads me to some higher, it's in fact nourishes my higher bodies, because in a way, in a rapture, it's a way how we merge our astral body with Buddhic body, the higher plane of feelings, the divine love, the divine ecstasy. So in a way, the astral body became a portal. We invite this energy from higher body to merge with the lower body, and this desire here become tool to push energy up, to push energy higher. And yeah, but before we go into the Siddhi, I want to ask more about how do you feel this gift, and
How do you feel it?
How you feel it in your life, how you feel this lightness. Just pause again. So the third C is Jinki seed, the rapture, the fire that gets refined to the one desire to be free from suffering, or desire to be your true self, desire to be God, desire to merge with God, desire to be love. That's why it's so connected with Sufi tradition, because in the Sufi tradition, it's all about devotion to God, or for them, the God is beloved. So all these poems of Rumi and other Sufi poets, all this about opening your spiritual heart and merging with God, and all this about this longing for oneness. You want water?
The rapture was rupturing. And because I remember this Ramadan too,
Yeah.
So you're talking about the Sufis.
Yeah.
This rapture, this desire, this longing to be one with God, this search for this. And then through the poems, you can see that how it came to realization that, oh, it's in fact was always inside of me. This desire, when I saw this fulfillment would be outside of myself, just led me to realization that, in fact, it's inside of me. The God is inside of me. But it's not just a realization on a mental level that, oh, I just realized. In fact, it happens through a series of alchemy process and mutation. In fact, the rupture is a way from bhakti to shakti. And what does it mean? Let's discover. So on a shadow level, it has a desire, as we said. And in fact, what's interesting, that desire itself is not a problem. Desire is just like fire, the sparkle. But what makes desire exist is the mind, because how mind attached to the desire and to the outcome of the desire. This is
Great.
when I will purify this puer desire, I will become enlightened, I swear.
You will be an Arcturian
This
at
is-
that point.
This is probably my last attachment in life.
Let's say
I love
if
puer.
where like her embodiment of the team.
Puer is my second twin flame.
Maybe specialty. It is special.
It's an old smell.
This in fact is a 2020 where it's a COVID where.
Don't say like this.
That was a good year.
Oh no, I'm saying it's a powerful year of transmutation, so why not?
Okay,
Collapse.
that's his transmutation. Yeah. Yeah, so, and that's what we can see here, that the desire is in the mind. Like the desire itself is the fire, the energy. What makes the desire a desire is the mind, because it attached to some outcome. So, oh, I need this, and I need it in this way, and I need it in this time. And the mind catches this fire and then create an attachment that was create desire. But desire itself, the energy is this fire. So then is the question how we use this fire, what we do with this fire. So when we let ourselves burn with this fire, in fact, this Siddhi, the Siddhi is one of the rarest Siddhi to be represented in the world, and the most uncommon, and in a way dangerous, because when somebody represented the Siddhi, or when somebody awakens through the Siddhi, this person emanates such a frequency that it can completely, like, it kind of can blow up the mind of people around, because it's not like a peace or divine love that is like kind of relaxing. This is like this fire. This what creates this breakthrough. That's what creates the strong activations of Kundalini, and then it's like it brings it all up, and then it brings Shakti in, and it creates a strong process. So in India tradition, in fact, no, let's just say first like this: the rapture is close of, we can say, so somebody who's just mad, because in fact being in a rapture is becoming mad, madness, mad.
But who comes mad?
You.
I'm mad. Are you? Are we mad?
When you're in a rapture, because for society you will be mad, because you not anymore operate on a normal level. The mind of a rapture exists in paradoxes, and what scares so much the shadow mind, the limited mind, the mind of logic, the paradoxes. It's in a Siddhi, that what thrives, the Siddhi mind thrives on the paradoxes, because they know that the paradoxes are the nature of reality. So the rapture is it's like a spontaneous Siddhi. It's something that it happens in an unpredictable way. It's not like a steady Siddhi where you're doing some process, you meditate every day, and then like you come into silence, for example. It's more
Just bring me your cup. I'll pour it out.
it's a energy that activates spontaneously. It's an energy that doesn't wait. In a way, of course, you can prepare yourself by going into lightness, the gift, and these things, but at some point the eruption happens as like eruption in your system. Let's first before we go deeper?
Yes.
What do you want to say about the tea, Master?
This is I lost my tag. This is a 2020 pu'er, a shoe pu'er, of course. It has, we've had it before, but it's again to shine bright lights on our life. It's the sweet, it's a vanilla flavor, sweet floral pu'er, as opposed to woody and dry. It's quite nice. Back to shop. What do you drink pu'er is like it's pleasurable to drink.
Watching Rapture.
It's like the end of Ramadan fast.
Beginning.
The beginning of Ramadan fast.
First 20, not even 24 hours.
And now nothing needs to be said anymore.
Yeah.
This.
This is I think this is Rapture.
But let's still use words for a bit until we go into meditation. And so first, in a way, it's the rapture and devotion. Devotion is the Siddhi of 29 Jinki. So first we need this devotion. And we can, for rapture, we can choose an external object. We can choose a beloved or guru or God or something external to which we will pour all our love. And at some point when our devotion is like ultimate, it's 100%, and we gave all the energy, at some point, this devotion, it creates the alchemical process where all the energy that we was pouring there, in one moment, all this energy goes back to us. And when it goes back to us, that's why it's called the rapture, because let's say for years we've been pouring all this love and energy into something through which we feel this oneness, or that what for us representation of the love of the divine or God. And then at some point it all hit us back. That's why it creates like an explosion. It's the energies. It's like it's in a way why I said it madness, because it's not a normal way. Somebody who experienced the Siddhi, it can let's say for the normal society, the person who experiences the Siddhi of rapture would be like a mad person or somebody dangerous, or somebody who might be needed to be put like in a clinic or something, because that the raptures, those who are real mystics, it's like their mind is like forever transformed. They not think in a linear way. They live always in this like ecstatic field. And of course, mostly it's represented in Sufi tradition, also in India tradition. But in fact, in India tradition, the mad person, like somebody who like just literally get crazy, and the mystic, they were almost similar, because it's kind of, you have to go beyond your mind in order to be. And this rapture, it's like it's creating this like vortex that draws everything towards it. And for people who too much in their mind, who are using always logic all the time, who don't trust the life and their feelings, they would be very scared of the person in rapture and would project a lot of their like shadows, whatever desires, is like their things, because this Siddhi, it's like a representation on absolute divine fire that's here for one reason: to burn you fully, to burn everything that is not you, so then you can just fully become yourself. So in a way,
Thank you.
So in a way, the rapture is that very mystical Siddhi. It's a paradoxical Siddhi. It's a Siddhi that when it comes, you can never expect. It can hit you like so unexpectedly, and then you're like boom, and you're in absolutely another level of consciousness in different, let's say, reality. And as well as I said, the Siddhi, it creates the mutation in solar plexus. When solar plexus, it stopped this producing the emotions, it more than the bringing energy upwards. And it's activated this like bhakti, this kundalini that's going up, and it's kind of calling for Shakti, and then the Shakti comes in. And there are then two forces of energy, the bhakti energy, the kundalini energy that's going rising, and there's a Shakti that's responding to this coming into our system. And that alchemy, that's what creates a rupture. So in a way, it's very...
Well, the way Shakti is always
Hmm?
I just noticed you had two.
That was a previous year. I finished. Thank you.
out of here.
And it's also Bach and Beethoven, so it's the European musicians and artists that are also known.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, it's so fine. That's a fine line between
I found out
craziness.
Beethoven, he's the same Chinese zodiac as me. He's an earth tiger.
The Rapture will... when you are around the field of Rapture, it either will liberate you, or you will be very scared.
Destroyed.
Because if your mind, if you don't know the stillness, if you can't go within, then the mind will become like so afraid and so it's trying to protect it, because in a way it's very fiery, spontaneous Siddhi that it's not wait for something. It's not like subtle common. It's like boom. It's like thunderstorm. Yes, it's like thunderstorm. It comes and it's like shakes everything. It shakes all your reality. Yes.
Then you go to desire the next thing.
Yes.
It's like being around an enlightened person all the time. You both have that in your chart, so you both are. I'm sitting next to fire horses.
So, yeah.
I would say also it's just, yeah, I think the way that I've managed to be with Katya is just from preparation. You have to kind of, I think, build up. Someone who's not used to it has to build up. I mean, let's say I already have a strong Kundalini, obviously from past life sadhanas and things, but I had to spend like 3 years in the Tantra before I met my partner. I had to go really deep in to be around my guru, he's like a fire force. You know? Like being around him, you feel so triggered. It feels like you're gonna kill the guy, honestly. And then when I met her, I was like, okay, I'm familiar. Hi. Good to be home.
It's also very exciting, you know. I mean,
Thank you so much, Section Mom.
my partner I can't imagine what he has to deal with. You know, so,
Yeah.
and it's so stimulating. And oh my gosh, what's she gonna
Do today.
Yeah, what is going to come out? What heat?
Well, in a way, the Rapture is that, like, when you really embody the Siddhi, I would say it's the absolute devotion to the divine. There is nothing else left in the system. And in a way, there is a difference between, because these two keys, 30 and 29, because they're program partners, but 29, the devotion, is the one that has to change the way how we relate to one another and helps to create devotional relationships and unions, and then on a collective level, this devotion. When 30 Jinki, in a way, the Rapture, it is here to, in a way, kill us as the humans, as this normal human. It's here to absolutely transmute the system. It's here to transmute the solar plexus. When, as I said, it creates the mutation on endocrine level, then it creates mutation in pineal gland, and then it creates transformation of whole system, where then you just operate on a different level, and it's never can be comprehended as it can't be comprehended. It's like you're always in this ecstatic field. You're always in this it's like you're always making love with the divine, something like this. And it's it's who is this Manish, 10,000 years, 10,000 years, Shiva
Yeah.
was making love with Shakti. So it's something like this. It's
Samadhi.
it's very spontaneous, and that's why it's very can be triggering for others, because it then brings all this fire that's here to liberate you. But can you deal with this fire? So if people around, they don't know what to do, they never experienced Kundalini, they don't know what to do with this, then they just go scared and then like try to avoid, because they don't understand how to deal with the energy, basically. And yeah, that's why the fire here is important. And in a way, we're here to burn with this fire. I remember how my first spiritual teacher in French, a long time ago, she said there are 3 types of people on a spiritual path. The first type is the people we tell them, we can call them like esoteric people. They just here to kind of go around, and they're not really interested in spirituality. They're interested in some more ideas, some entertainment still for their mind. They're not here for real liberation. There are people.
Esoteric.
Yeah. There are people who are on a spiritual path. There's people who really do the practice, who really go inward, and who go to try to explore this true nature. They're not just interested in the different images and kind of visions. They're interested in the truth itself. And there are a third type of people, and the most rare, which is like less than 1%, they're mystics. Those are who are here to burn with the divine. They're here to kind of be taken by this fire and allow this fire to fully burn you, because that's how you become it, something like this. They're not here to understand the spirituality. They're here to become it. And this is like, the most kind of dangerous path, because in this path, you can never know what to expect. You're not looking for knowledge. You're basically just here to burn, something like this. And then through that, you becoming a rapture, you becoming the divine, because it's not comes from knowledge or understanding. It's coming from the absolute, what we say, the purification, when you just merge with fire, something like this. And that's what the Siddhi represents, when you're not afraid of fire, when you become the fire. And I definitely remember this period of my life where there's like a lot of spontaneous Kundalini activation and different things. And some point where I was like, okay, I just surrender. I don't afraid even anymore to die physically. It's like I'm just here to burn, to be it. And if I will have to die in this process, then it's what has to happen, something like this. And after this surrender, then the deep things happen, because the surrender to this fire, and in a way to the destiny. It was funny. The 13th gene key, every key has a victim and a fear. The 13th gene key, it's a fear of destiny. It's a fear of that there is some destiny that is written over there, and I don't want to agree. I don't agree with destiny. I want my own way. I want this 30 shadow, let's say, it would be afraid of the destiny, and it will always try to like kind of fight or find its own way. And there's going to be this question of the 30 jinki. So what the destiny is? Does it exist or not exist? If there is any path that's already like written for you, or do you create in it? So it's always will be in this like 30 jinki mind exploration. What is the trail? But then when we surrender to the rapture, then we enter in this field of paradoxes, in fact, where it all exists at the same time, out spontaneously. And there is no fear anymore. There is no even desire anymore, because there is no anymore need to experience anything outside of yourself. But at the same time, you're not separated from life. You're not like outside of a life, like a monk, let's say. You're not there. You are here, but you expression of this fire, in a way, expression of the divine. But you in a way you don't care yourself which form it will take. You not try to control which form or which way how it will be expressed. You just expressing it. You just allow this fire to happen and express it the way how it wants to do this, not trying to control it or restrict it or decide what to do with it. And that's why I said this Siddhi is dangerous, because you never know what to expect from this person, because it's not operating on this kind of human level anymore, like the normal mind level, because it's beyond fear. It's beyond. It's mad. It's like a Kali. It's like the archetype. There's no linear mind there. So you have to be. It's like always connecting with death in a way and with this fire. So you have to be always ready for anything, something like this.
It's like death itself. But it's like all these paintings of the Divine Mother in a way. Just you can't tell her what to do. She tells you what to do. You surrender to that.
So let's do a little meditation before we finish about this key. Yeah.
Just one thought that comes is, as you're talking, I think I must watch for signs to see if that person is there, or am I there? And one of them would be like, has this person showered today? Because when you're in that space, right, you like are just so like in whatever it is, like, well, are they snapped already, or are they in rapture? Both of them have not phased.
Yeah.
Often.
And this I don't know, honestly, because this can be this Siddhi is so mystical that you can never know how it will be represented. But it's definitely will. It's like will draw you in. You will feel like you will either feel, if there's a person who already lets you touch the heart, the spiritual heart, you either feel strong heart explosion, or if there's somebody who's in the mind, they will feel a lot of fear and like something like, oh, this person is dangerous or whatever, because it's just in a way it's destroying the mind. It's extremely, absolutely like expanding and opening the heart. It's like overwhelming, but it's like being ready to be overwhelmed. And when I said overwhelmed, it reminded me, I think I shared already when we met with Anthony like in Tiruvan Malai, in this like fire space. And that evening when I get back home and I leave the town with my friend who shared apartment, and I told her the evening, like, I'm just don't touch me, just don't speak with me, because I just feel overwhelmed with love. And it's just like, it's so huge. It's so overwhelming that it's even physically hurting. And it's not like bad. It's nothing bad. It's not that like
also
dangerous on this one side, but it's
on the street like that. That's the thing about you. You know, Mark talked about that a lot yesterday. We said everybody's seeking. They're just so seeking that they're not comfortable with what they just be.
I'm not saying about seeking. I was just saying that there's like the feeling when there's a lot of love opened, and there's just feeling of this huge explosion of love that's we're experiencing within ourselves can be also felt like overwhelming. But we have to, all we can do is just stay with it. Let ourselves be overwhelmed.
But it was also, I think you were overwhelmed because I had just come out of the ashram of Guruji.
Were you there at that time?
That's how when we met. The ashram, no.
Just taken a train from Maharashtra. I was in an ashram for 4 weeks, non-stop doing Kundalini activations, basically. Like yagnas, mantras, sanskars, laps, like a lot of kriyas. Like you don't even want to go there. You wouldn't want to go there if you were human. And then I, like 2 days after I arrived in Tiru, or 1 or 2, was it 2?
I don't know.
I don't know, like maybe 2 days after I met her. So it was like you, like so much fuel inside. inside me, inside you as well.
And I also before did, not
She-
with him, but I did different
she
also
did,
spiritual workshop.
And how long was that? 2 weeks?
No, it was a week.
A week.
But then
Taken it or you would give them
I was taking, yeah.
adult spiritual?
I don't know, spiritual
She was
retreat.
with Saeed and the Consciousness Collective at that time.
It was a lot of also inner
And
work
that was
there, and
consciousness
then
transmission. So she was basically also receiving consciousness transmissions, like where you have somebody who's a transmitter and they're sending Shakti through the Shiva, through the grace into you. And I was, and so we met.
and then this energies met kind of,
They met, but they needed
and
to.
then and they met, and there was like
It
this.
was- yeah, I mean, I was already fucked. Like, I'll say I was fucked already. So for me,
Raw.
I was raw ready. So but Katya was not ready for me in a way, but she had to be. And so it was just like,
No, it's not that I wasn't ready. I was
not
more.
ready, but she was
She was
ready, but
I was
she
not
felt
looking for
like-
anything.
energetically, I was kicking her butt a little bit because my Kundalini was like 10,000 apps, like I was up there, and everyone around me, people who were sensitive to Kundalini, they couldn't really be around me and my friend Jamil because we'd come out the ashram on fire basically. And I remember I was sitting on a table having lunch in Tirur, and one of the guys he's like a Sangha brother, he was like, "Oh, I'm on this fucking table with you guys. Burning me, man. Like,
But that was because we had experience when we were, or you was your friend.
this was just before I met you. So
Ah.
day one, Bhavani's friend, like another Sangha friend, one of this guy, he was on the table with us. He was just, boy, you guys are officially like fucking crazy. I was like, you guys are crazy.
But that's the thing. If there's a lot of Kundalini, you need a lot of consciousness in a way. All the
Yeah.
time I was doing this consciousness work, it was stabilizing, and my heart was already very open. I was just very in a vast field. But then with like this feeling of overwhelming, it was more of remembering the love and everything, and it felt like overwhelming of love. That's the only way how I can express it. And then the next day when we've been going to Arunachala to a cave, and every step, and it's also heat of the mount, like this is the daytime and everything, because we went like in the daytime. It was very hot, and we walked barefoot, so it's like it's a lot of heat, just physical, and then it's a lot of heat here, and like every step I remember for me was like my ego was, I'm just gonna fucking die. I can't make any other step. It's like every next step is like a death, and then we've been like walking and talking, but every step for me was like a death for my ego, because the love was so overwhelming, and I knew that all I can do is just surrender. But it was kind of this rapture. It's like it's fully taking you in. It's kind of taking you in this fire. So all you can do is surrender and burn, because you can't control it. You can't do anything with it. You can't stop. Of course, you can just say, oh no, you can just pretend and run away. But in a way you can't, because you're in touch with it. You know, you felt the truth. You can't deny it anymore. So you just have to be, and the system just has to, kind of burn in it. And then when it burns, then what's the funny things happen when it burns? Then you kind of stabilize in the fire. It's not that you
Don't die.
It's like then for yourself you're normal. For others, you like they can't maybe sometimes even sit around you because they just feel the craziness of energy. But for yourself, you burn so much that you just stabilize in the fire, something like this. That you just become the fire. That for you it's not anymore overwhelming. For you it's just normal. But then for others it can become like very too much or something like this. Okay, let's.
We're just at the beginning. So what is the rest of this year going to be like?
Yeah.
Even those of us who are.
Yes. So let's go into me.
Do die. They have it on the film. Yeah. People dancing and their Kundalini goes up and they burn right in front of people.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
has happened many, many
your
times.
heart can explode.
It comes up your.
You can blow up.
Yeah.
Blood
Yeah.
explosion.
Yeah. Yeah, the heart can.
Because the heart and like the Kundalini, they're very strongly connected. If there's too much fire, then your heart's going to be like tasered, like.
That's what I experienced. In fact, when I had my first spontaneous Kundalini awakening, it happened also in India, Bengal, and it was spontaneous process. And I was just laying down, and I was kind of alone in a house because everybody went for ecstatic dance, and I was in the second floor of the house, and there was no internet there because Wi-Fi was not going somehow to second floor, and I was just laying down, and I've tried to surrender, but at some point I realized that like my heart is beating so much and it's so painful that like I don't know, it can happen, it can be dangerous. So then I managed to kind of crawl down because I couldn't walk, I couldn't do anything. I had like Kundalini fever, I was all shaking, it was like extremely hot, I felt extremely cold. I put all my warm clothes on and I was just like crumbling down the stairs because I couldn't even walk. No, it was in Galway, it was a long time ago. No, it was before ayahuasca. At the time, I didn't try it yet. And then it was this.
Now it's all three of us. See, this is a very unique day for all of us needing to release.
Yes, yes.
And usually we go hold it, we'll hold it to the end.
Yeah, but this day too much tea, maybe. I know this is.
We're activating, the two of you are especially activating memories.
Mm-hmm.
So it's coming up. Not just one.
Yeah. So the fire can be dangerous unless however, for me, unless you find this point of stillness there. This is always there. And then you just become it. You just, in a way, it's also embracing death because you can die because the fire is a dangerous thing. But
or kill somebody else with your body. That's where I cannot see it when I'm in it.
Mm-hmm. That's the second thing. That's also to learn to learn to be in a fire and how to
observe it for sure.
How to be with others. How to. For me, one of the hardest part of work was to learn which amount of, let's say, fire to give to others. How sometimes need to more kind of a little bit soothe it, because for this person, if I give all of it for this person, it would be too much. And I can see that the energy system, this person can't hold like this, it can hold like this, for example. And to learn this process. But sometimes you need to give more because the system needs to go through some purification. It needs to be more activated with fire. It needs to go through certain, let's say, death energetically, some transmutation. Yeah. Okay, let's do meditation. So I think we have to finish now already. I don't know, but I'm sure it's already late.
6:05.
Yeah. So, yeah, let's just sit comfortably. Close our eyes. Feel the breath. Feel the feet. And just feel all body. Whole body. And then feel your root system. And how your roots go down into the earth. Go deeper and deeper and see how you need right now this deep connection with the Mother Earth. And then breathe in this energy of Mother Earth into your system. And bring the energy up and then bring it to the crown and higher up to the core of the universe. And then bring down the energy of Father Sky, Divine Masculine Principle. And through your spine down to the core of the earth, creating the vertical inside of you, connection with your spirit. And there is a light in your heart and a rainbow sphere around you. And we connect with the space of enlightened masters and teachers, angels, archangels, protected by the light. And we connect with the 30 Jinki and the shadow of desire. And feel what is the shadow, where is it in your body? What are your desires? Attachment to desires. Observe it, feel it. Just give it space and contemplate without reactivity. Great. What are your desires? And giving your love in awareness. Feeling the gift of lightness. When you feel your desire, when you feel the fire, but you don't react on it. You know it's here, you know it exists. But you're not victim of it. And how much lightness it gives to your system. how easy things are when you're in this gift. A space where you're free from reactions, where you see everything from clarity. And you play with your desires instead of being attached to them. And then you make another deep breath. And you're coming into the seed of rapture. And you can feel this ecstatic feel, this energy, this love, this rapture. Feel it, be with it. Invite the Shakti in. Allow this expansion to happen. Feel your breath again. Feel how this energy moves through all your system, your nadis, your energy centers. And when you're ready, you can just rub your palms. Put it on your face. Make another deep breath. When you're ready, you can open your eyes.